In IELTS Writing Task 1, it's not just enough to describe numbers going up and down. Most questions also ask you to compare categories like man versus women or two different countries. And if you only use more than or less than, your writing sounds basic and repetitive. In the first video of this series, I showed you the verbs you need to describe trends, words like rise and fall. In the second video, we added detail with adjectives and adverbs like slightly and dramatically. Now it's time to take the next step. In many task 1 questions, you have to make comparisons, and to do that well, you need the right linking phrases. That's exactly what we're going to cover today. In this lesson, I'll teach you 6 useful expressions for making comparisons in task 1. By the end of this video, you'll know how to connect ideas cleanly and compare data without repeating yourself. Before we start though, don't forget, I've prepared a free PDF with all of today's vocabulary plus extra examples. You can download it right now from the link in the description. So you can pause this video right now and go to the description and head to my website where you can download the PDF. The first phrase I have for you is compared to. This is the most straightforward way to show a difference between two numbers or two groups. You literally put one thing next to another and show how they are different. It works with almost any subject and it's easy to understand. For example, the number of male students was higher compared to female students. Another example would be car ownership in the US was much greater compared to Japan. Use compared to when you want to draw a simple direct comparison without being too formal. The next phrase to learn is in contrast. This one is stronger and more formal. It's especially useful when you want to highlight an opposite situation, something going up in one place but going down in another place, or two groups that behave very differently. It's like putting a spotlight on the difference. For example, spending on education increased in 2015. In contrast, spending on healthcare fell. Here's another one. In 2000, the figure for men was high. In contrast, the figure for women was low. Use in contrast when you want the examiner to clearly see the difference between two groups or two categories. The third expression I have for you is whereas. This is very common in IELTS because it allows you to compare two groups within the same sentence. It's perfect when you want to show up two trends side by side without writing separate sentences. For example, 50% of men preferred cars, whereas only 30% of women did. Another example is the figure for France rose steadily, whereas the figure for Spain remained stable. Use whereas when you want to create balance. One clause for group A, one clause for group B, all inside the single sentence. This expression is a very nice way of saying however. The next phrase is while. It's very similar to whereas, but it's a little more natural and flexible. You can use while for contrasts, just like whereas, but also to show things happening at the same time. That makes it one of the most useful words in your task 1 toolbox. For example, the unemployment rate dropped in Canada while it increased in the US. Or another example would be sales of laptops grew while sales of tablets declined. Use while if you want your writing to sound smooth and less formal than when you use whereas. The fifth word I have for you today is respectively. Oh, I love this word. This word is a little advanced, but very powerful. You can use it when you have two or more numbers that match two or more items in order. Instead of writing two sentences, you connect them with one word. This makes your writing shorter, clearer, and more academic. For example, in 2010, the figures for France and Italy were 30% and 25% respectively. This sentence means the figure for France was 30% and the figure for Italy was 25%. That is what respectively means. Another example is the number of boys and girls in the class was 20 and 15 respectively. So here we have 20 boys and 15 girls. Use respectively when you want to show that numbers match items in order, first to first, second to second. Examiners love this because it shows control and precision in your writing. The last word you're going to learn today is overall. This is not a direct comparison phrase, but it's essential for IELTS Writing Task 1. Why? Because every good report needs a summary sentence, something that looks at the big picture. Overall helps you show the examiner that you can identify the main trend. For example, overall, sales increased despite some fluctuations. Or another one, overall, men spent more on leisure activities than women. Use overall when you want to step back and give the examiner a clear summary of the most important trend in the data. All right, so today you learned 6 essential expressions for comparisons in IELTS Writing Task 1. Compared to, in contrast, whereas, while, respectively, and overall. These phrases will help you connect ideas smoothly and make your writing more academic. That's what you want, right? If you found this lesson helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend. And go check the other videos in the same series if you haven't already. Also, you can go watch the videos in my IELTS Writing Task 1 playlist. They are very useful videos which will teach you the essentials of IELTS Writing Task 1 essay. I'll see you in another video. Have a good one.